Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Dave's Faves. And today I want to talk to you about one of the great Prokofiev ballets, not Romeo and Juliet, Cinderella. I really like Cinderella better in some ways. We all start loving Romeo and Juliet, don't we? Because it's got the tunes. I mean, it really does have great tunes. Cinderella has some great tunes too, but it has much more acerbic harmony. It's a fairy tale. And so it's a little bit more distanced. It's a little cooler emotionally, but also more brilliant orchestrally. Romeo and Juliet is Romeo and Juliet. It's warm, it's romantic, it has harps, it has stuff. And gorgeous as it is as a complete ballet, and it is gorgeous. I mean, it's great. There's no question about it. I adore Romeo and Juliet. I really do. But it is repetitious. And I remember my history with Romeo and Juliet. You start listening to like the suites. You get suites 1 and 2 on a disc, or, now on CD you can put like more stuff on the disc. And you listen to it and it's gorgeous and it's wonderful. And you think, boy, I'd really love to hear the complete thing, because you get more of everything. So you get the complete ballet, and it's a long ballet. It's a good 2.5 hours in most performances, and you hear more. You hear more of everything. And then after a while, once you get 10 or 12 performances of the complete ballet, you go back to the suites, because you realize, okay, I don't need to hear 400 times, or 500 times, or those lovely people bopping around the streets, I mean, the tunes are just great. But there's a limit to how many times you can hear them. And like, you look at the plot synopsis for Act 2. The people keep celebrating. The people keep celebrating. The people keep celebrating. It's like, okay, when are they going to stop celebrating, for heaven's sake? And of course, Romeo and Juliet do take a long time to die. To wonderful music. But we're not talking about Romeo and Juliet, are we? We are talking about Cinderella. And this is my favorite one. It's with the WDR Symphony Orchestra of Cologne, conducted by Michail Jurowski. And it's fabulous. It's on CPO. He's done a whole bunch of the Prokofiev ballets. He never did Romeo and Juliet, but he did all the other ones, which is great. You get the short, early ones, and you get this. And you also get the Stoneflower, I think, later, which is a much less interesting work, quite frankly. But Cinderella is, I think, Prokofiev's greatest full-length ballet, just because of the musical variety that it contains. And it has great tunes. It really does. The opening theme for Cinderella. Well, never mind. You never know. It's a great tune from the way I do it. And then there's the waltz. Ooh, the waltz. Ya da 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 dum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba da da dum boo doo. Oh, it's so cool. And midnight, with midnight strikes, with the two wood blocks going. Oh, that's so cool. Bet you didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could do that either. It has like mice running out of the clock. There's a giant clock, and it's all. But it gives Prokofiev an opportunity to indulge in a whole different side of his character. That is the grotesque, the exaggerated, that he did so well in his earlier works, and he sort of gave it up in Romeo and Juliet, because it was so, romantic and lush and lovely. There's no opportunity for it in that ballet. And to his credit, he didn't just stuff it in there anyway. He stuck to his subject. But Cinderella, like I said, being a fairy tale, you get to jazz it up a little bit. And so it's wonderful, that midnight waltz. Oh my goodness. And then there's, the game with the oranges for the two evil stepsisters. It's like the Love for Three Oranges music. it's just fabulous. It's actually oranges, the game with oranges. I guess that's why it is. But beyond that, it allows Prokofiev to really indulge that wrong note romanticism that makes his melodic inspiration so special and so striking. And the other thing that's just marvelous about this particular performance is that it's really well recorded. Fabulously well recorded. I mean, it's rich and wonderful. Traditionally, there were two Cinderellas that we all listened to. There was the Previn with the LSO, and there was Ashkenazi with Cleveland, and they're both very good. They were both very good. They were both sort of early digital productions, and they came out around the same time. And it was just like the Romeo and Juliet situation, where you had Previn with the LSO versus Mazel with the Cleveland Orchestra. One was a little warmer and more romantic and less, sort of precise, and the other was more modern and incisive and more rhythmic. And it really, it was swings and roundabouts. Then this came out, and I didn't have to choose because I like this one the best. I really do. I just think it's a wonderful compromise between the two approaches, and it's such a terrific piece. That's all I can tell you. There are actually like 3 suites drawn from it. They're just not as popular as Romeo and Juliet because it ain't got the tunes. But in its larger structure, in its pattern of tension and release and relaxation and whatnot, you may very well find that Cinderella is the one that sustains repeated listening at length better. I think it does. I really do. So there you go. My fave. Prokofiev's Cinderella with Michail Jurowski. Michael, whatever you want to call him. It's Michail Jurowski. And the WDR Symphony Orchestra, Cologne. And if I called him Michael, that was my bad. Anyway, keep on listening, friends. Take care.